want to do that.
Just so you can tell your side, I mean...
No, I'll tell you my side, and then you can tell me what you think about it. I don't care, but I don't see why I have to be in a... You can interview me, sure, you can talk.
I'll just ask you questions and you can answer them if you want to do it that way.
Why do you have to make a film of it?
So this guy is here to tell us why we're wrong.
Yeah, I was here more really to tell the people you're trying to tell why you're wrong, but I mean, if you guys want to talk, that's fine. You don't seem to be talking to anybody, so it's not really.
So what's your biggest piece of evidence that Osama bin Laden...
Okay, he has released many tapes saying that, yeah, he did it and he loves it, and you're still taping me even though I told you not.
Well, I mean, we're on a public sidewalk here.
Well, it's still me, and I have the right to say don't tape me.
I just like to document why you're out here trying to prove us wrong. I mean,
why
I have every right to
that I'm a
be
shill or
filming.
something?
You knew that we would be out here filming.
Yeah, I had a pretty good idea of that.
So
anyway, okay, whatever, I don't care that much. I mean, like,
okay.
So, what makes you think he didn't do it? I mean, Al Jazeera and the entire Arab world, pretty big.
What about the fact that Osama bin Laden was a CIA asset in the 80s?
How about the fact that he was not? See, in Afghanistan, they did in fact fund many jihadist movements from Pakistan. You see, Osama, he had his own money. He didn't want American money. Oh, no.
So the U.S. government didn't give Osama bin Laden any money.
Not him. They gave many.
He wasn't a CIA asset.
No, he wasn't.
He didn't deny the attacks.
He did deny the attacks in September, but that was just before they invaded Afghanistan. He since has said other things, like,
so
yeah, I did it and I love it.
Where do you think the guy is? I mean,
I think he's in Pakistan, probably.
He's in Pakistan, in a cave somewhere.
Yeah, they probably do not want to go into Pakistan, because see, you don't understand, Pakistan is a very volatile place right now. They do not want it to turn into a rogue nation. They do not want to go into Pakistan and cause another revolution, because Pakistan does have nuclear weapons, so they're not just going to go into Pakistan. They're not going to do that. There's no, they won't do that.
Okay.
So there is a bigger. They would rather Osama bin Laden hang out in Pakistan than have Pakistan fall to revolution. They would rather that.
Okay.
They would, and I don't blame them.
So what made World Trade Center 7 collapse on 9/11?
There's heavy damage from the debris, and almost 20 floors of the southwest corner was taken out.
Not true.
Yeah, it is true actually.
Not
true. It is true. I know you want to say, well, look at the loose change pictures, but they're better pictures. They really are. They're better pictures.
So
the mezzanine
to the Petro-Canada Center right now, and it would fall the same way the World Trade Centers did.
Maybe, maybe not. Hard to say.
And the building
really
next to it would fall due to
maybe if a big chunk of that building fell down and hits that building, then it very well could.
The World Trade Center buildings.
The exact. I wouldn't say it was the exact same way though. Is the thing.
The World Trade Center buildings were designed to.
Identical in collapse.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it
That's
was.
your opinion, and who are you?
It's not.
Really.
It's not
it is not the same thing at all.
It's on video that you can.
No, World Trade Center 7. It falls. It just falls down, right? Because the damage began from the bottom up. See, the towers, they were hit at the 78th floor, the south tower, 78th to about the 85th floor. That's where the damage was, and then it was crushed from there. It was totally different. They're different.
You know how Calgary has the plus 15 walkways?
I mean, you just saying that it's the same thing doesn't make it so. I mean, video evidence does speak for itself. No, it wasn't. Not even close, buddy. Not even close. Not even close. Not even close.
Yes, it was.
You know how?
So you are one of those people that wants to refute 10,000 pages of detail.
You're one of the people who wants to claim we're living in a free world. Government's protecting.
You see, I believe in reality, actually. The government.
What's the reality? That the
reality is there are no bombs in the building.
Shelter over you, and you're protected and perfectly fine.
What's your point anyway? Like, what does that have to do with the science behind it? What does that have to do with? What does that
science?
My science? How about NIST? 10,000 pages.
NIST is a government organization. Why can't we get an independent investigation?
Guess who works on it? Professors from MIT and all sorts.
What
of
about the
like
professors and the architects and engineers?
Oh, Stephen Jones, yeah, he's a reliable.
There's over 400 architects and engineers.
He's third mate. I don't believe that.
You don't believe there's over 400 architects?
What are their because it says so on A&E?
No, they're actual engineers and architects.
How come I only see Richard Gage talking? How come he's the only one I see talking? He's an architect, for one, not an engineer. Two, he had the American Institute of Architecture logo on their website. They said, sorry buddy, you can't have that. And so they had to take it off. They forced him to take it off his business card as well, because 83,000 The 83,000 members of that organization said, no, we don't want anything to do with you because you are wrong. They forced them to take that off, that logo off. And they are not a government organization, by the way. They're just a bunch of architects who think that you are wrong. 83,000 of them, in fact.
Okay, so how'd you find out about our movement in Calgary? You paying attention to our website and
doesn't matter.
Find out about today?
Somebody told me about it.
Came down here.
Somebody told me about it. Anyway.
Okay.
I just found out about it yesterday.
So you part of the
prepared as I should be, really.
You part of the screw loose change crowd?
I'm not part of that. I'm just some guy who has been told by people, oh, you know there's bombs in the building, you know there's bombs in the building, and finally I said, well, you know, people are telling me this. Maybe I should look into and see what their evidence is. And I was not impressed. Oh no, it's silly. It's really silly. There's a
free
big
fall
pile
speed.
of evidence.
If you take a billiard ball, if you take
okay, Judy Wood.
No.
There is.
No,
it did not go down.
He's about to explain reality to you.
Yeah. Okay, if I could talk, that'd be great.
Okay, go ahead.
If you take a billiard ball and drop it from what the height of the World Trade Center was, it would come down in about the exact same time that the buildings came down. Where was the resistance at each floor? Where's all the steel beams?
How about the South Tower going down in about 15 seconds? How about pieces of debris falling faster than the rest of the building? How about the word accelerating mass?
Have you ever heard of
accelerating mass? Have you?
Yeah.
Nope. Well, I don't think so, because you were saying, oh,
those pieces were blown out. How was a piece of steel blown out 600 feet from the World Trade Center?
Because 200,000 tons of building fell on it. What do you expect to happen?
How did it fall on it? You would think that if the planes came in, hit the building, and it was actually going to cause that much damage, the building would come down right away.
No,
it wouldn't take an hour for the building to weaken and come down.
That's not true at all, because there's the damage, and yeah, there was the fire, and the fire did make the floor trusses sag. I drew a little diagram. Like I said, I mean, I didn't have much time to prepare for this, so this is like kind of crappy. But see these are the core columns. The core columns are in here, right? Meanwhile, we have the outer support columns out here, right?
Okay.
These are floor trusses, right? The fire weakened those a great deal, and they sagged down, and they brought a lot of weight on both the core columns and the outer columns, and they pulled them down. They pulled the columns in, and you can see that on the footage. You can clearly see.
So that's enough to bring the building down in free fall speed? You see the building tilt.
I am neither, but I understand these things. But I understand these things.
Oh, okay.
I have seen Richard Gage, your biggest architect, your biggest name, debate Mark Roberts, and it was pathetic. It was laughable. He sucked. It really, he had no idea. Here, I'll give you some links for you to look at. How about that?
911myths.com.
911myths.com, and you can also go to Google Video. And
it's all straw man arguments, all bull. It's all bull, straw man arguments.
It isn't. No,
it is.
Isn't.
Okay,
no,
tell me about Thermate.
I've actually looked at those links.
Are you going to?
And the reason, I'm just telling you, the reason that I'm here is because I looked at them.
Really? And you didn't believe them? You had a problem with them?
I had a problem.
Well,
so
Osama
bin Laden's in Pakistan. They don't want to touch Osama bin Laden, but they'll bomb other people.
I explained that.
They'll bomb other countries enough to murder 3,000 people.
I explained that.
Just go without nothing.
I explained how they don't want to go into Pakistan and why. It's a pretty damn good explanation. Pretty damn good explanation, actually.
Got a pretty damn good explanation on
they did.
Osama bin Laden.
How come the FBI has no hard evidence connecting bin Laden?
They know it was him. Oh yeah, because it doesn't say on the website wanted for that, right? It says wanted for the embassy bombings instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know what? If your conspiracy was right, it would say wanted for 9/11. But you are not right, and they go by the rule of law. They know that they already did the embassy. They already know that he destroyed the embassy. So
what's the if they have hold on. If they have no hard evidence connecting bin Laden to 9/11, then what's the justification for Iraq, for Afghanistan?
Iraq is a completely separate issue.
So then what's the justification? What's the justification for Afghanistan?
George Bush, there's another reason why you're wrong. George Bush did lie about Iraq. People know it. A lot of people complain about that. But you know what those people don't complain about? Bombs in the building. They know there are no bombs in the building, but they are still going after Bush.
What about all the victims' family members?
How many of
Bill
them
Doyle?
think that?
Bill Doyle is the head of the largest victims' family group, and he said the majority of their
evidence because let
me please finish what I'm saying.